going on, guys? It's J Mass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. You know, guys, it is currently early October, and you know what that means. Halloween season. I'm hyped. I love Halloween season, and with Halloween fast approaching, I decided I would spend the weekend in Salem, Massachusetts. You guys know Salem, right? The Salem witch trials. I mean, there's so much crazy haunted stuff to do in the city of Salem, Massachusetts. But Salem gets packed every October. I mean, you know, it's like a hassle to get into the city. And I'm thinking to myself, if I want to spend the weekend there, how am I going to find some cheap lodging? You know what I mean? Like, every hotel is booked, and the hotels that are available are just so expensive. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, how can I spend the weekend in Salem, Massachusetts and experience that Halloween vibe and feeling for cheap? Well, I looked around a little bit, and I think I found the cheapest hotel option in the area. Check this out. This place was dirt cheap. Ta-da! The Danvers Econo Lodge. Isn't this just lovely? Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous place. Now, the crazy thing is, this is free to stay here. Yeah, I didn't have to pay a dime. It's completely free to stay here. I think that might be because it's abandoned, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, guys, we're gonna be checking out an abandoned Econo Lodge motel here in the town of Danvers, Massachusetts, which is located right outside of the city of Salem, Massachusetts. And as you can see directly behind me, I mean, this place is in absolute disarray, not in great condition, definitely seen better days, which is really crazy to me because this Econo Lodge didn't close down that long ago. It actually closed down 5 years ago in 2018. So it hasn't been abandoned for too long. But the other thing we're going to be checking out today, which is also on the same property, is an abandoned Denny's restaurant, which was also closed in 2016. So these are pretty recent closures, recent abandoned buildings, but still, as you can see, in absolute disrepair. Now, I've known about these places for years. I've mentioned on this channel before, I actually went to school in the Salem area. I'm very familiar with this area. And this abandoned Econo Lodge and the abandoned Denny's is something that I'm pretty familiar with. One of my favorite urbexing sites. So I'm excited to check it out with you guys. Things have definitely changed here a bit since I was last aware of this place, but still gonna be really exciting to check out this abandoned Econo Lodge motel and the abandoned Denny's restaurant. Now, I don't know too much other information. I don't know when these things were built. I just know that the Denny's was closed in 2016 and the Econo Lodge was closed in 2018. And I also do know that before this was an Econo Lodge, it was actually a Days Inn, which is also another brand of motels. But anyways, we're gonna be checking out an abandoned motel and an abandoned restaurant today and all the other stuff that's on the property. I'm excited to take you guys with me. But as always, if you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, exploring New England, well, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm always doing that. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But yeah, let's get right into it and check out an abandoned motel and a restaurant here in the town of Danvers, Massachusetts. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get started and check out this abandoned Econo Lodge motel here in Danvers, Massachusetts. Now, as you can see, there are actually two of them. There's this one right over here, and then the one that I'm on right now. I actually decided to start at the second floor of this one. These are pretty much the same architecturally, like the designs are identical. I would say the only main difference is that this one actually has the office, so we'll check that one out second. This one is just a basic residential house though, motel. Now, the other thing I want to mention, which is kind of a shame, every room in the motel has been completely gutted, and that wasn't always the case. There used to be furnishings in here, and you could go urban exploring, you know, check out this abandoned location, and there would still be furnishings. Chairs, beds, TVs, you know, bathtubs, toilets. Everything was intact. Now it's completely abandoned. And you can also kind of tell that there were actually 4 rooms in here. So there was one room there, one room there, one room here, and one room here. So I'm standing in one of 4 rooms right now. You can kind of see that, you know, from the doors that are here. And there's still some remnants. I mean, you got the light switch, the door, and then of course the door that had a key, you know, you would put your key card in here to swipe in. And the other thing that's interesting, check that out. That's the Econo Lodge logo on the big sign. When you're on the highway over there, you know, driving through Danvers, this thing is clear as day. You can see it from the highway. That's what originally piqued my interest at this place, seeing that sign covered in graffiti. And then lo and behold, you have a whole ass abandoned motel here. So I did just want to start at the top floor. As I mentioned, all of the rooms have been completely gutted and emptied. Nothing really to see, unfortunately. That actually wasn't the case for a while. Actually, I think it might have been this year when they gutted it. I think literally 2023, a couple months ago, they gutted this place, so it's relatively recent. And I should also mention, there are plans to redevelop this location. I think they actually plan on demolishing all these buildings and putting something else up. Not really sure what. But this won't be existing here for much longer. There's definitely been some damage here. You can actually see a portion of the wall is just fallen down. This wall right here, just completely collapsed. But yeah, all of these rooms are pretty much abandoned. But at one point, these were motel rooms where, you know, you would check into the motel, get a room to stay. Another interesting thing about this place, and I did mention earlier that before it was an Econo Lodge, it was a Days Inn. Now, when it was a Days Inn, it also functioned as a sort of homeless shelter, you know, homeless overflow. Basically for people who were homeless or struggling, they could stay at the Days Inn. So it was not only just a motel, but a homeless shelter, from what I understand. But yeah, pretty cool. As I said, you know, this is the top floor right here. Let's go on the other side, see what we got going on here. But it is kind of a shame. I was really hoping that there would still be furnishings and stuff. You know, kind of sad that it's completely barren and empty. I really do think it happened just a few months ago. Yeah, this is the other side right here. You can see a bit of a salt marsh. Kind of cool, a lot of residential area. And again, more doors and rooms. This basically would have been one side of the rooms, that would have been the other side, but obviously, because everything's been gutted, we can just kind of waltz through. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's keep on going. All right, guys, we're gonna leave the top floor, head back down below, see the bottom floor. Now, I think it's gonna be most of the same. As I mentioned, this whole place has been gutted. I don't really think there's gonna be any furnishings left. But, you know, I'm keeping my hopes high. All right. Oh, yep, the Econo Lodge sign right there. You know, I gotta say, I've never stayed at an Econo Lodge before. I think I've only stayed at a motel once in my life even. Most of the time I go out, I usually just stay at hotels. I think I've only stayed at a motel like once. Yeah, this is another shot of the exterior, the back end, I guess. And I do have to say, lots of graffiti at this place. So I mentioned this closed down in 2018. Almost exactly 5 years ago as of this point, because I think it closed down around this time. And, you know, it's only been 5 years and this place is already in horrible disrepair. Graffiti everywhere, broken glass. I mean, it really was a matter of time before they started to redevelop the area. I'm not too shocked that they gutted it. I mean, it was a long time coming. But it's crazy seeing this thing in horrible shape. Peek inside one of these rooms. Yeah, it's completely empty. I was wondering actually if there would be a basement, but I doubt it. I don't know why there would be a basement here since it's a motel, but I was kind of hoping that would have been cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just, again, briefly peep through all of these rooms. I think they're just gonna all be gutted. Actually, I think we'll go over here. That was just the back end. But yeah, I think all these rooms are gonna be empty. Actually, kind of curious what this says. So this is some information about the motel. Actually, let's check this out. So check-in time would have been at 2 p.m. Checkout time would have been at 11 a.m. So if you got a hotel here, you gotta be here by 2 p.m. You gotta leave by 11. And these are just all the rules and regulations. Feel free to pause this if you want. Wow, look at that. One person per day would have been $200. That seems really excessive, in my opinion. 2 people per day, 207. That's weird though for a motel. I've stayed at cheaper hotels. I didn't think, well, I guess considering the location, Danvers is right outside of Salem and it's in the greater Boston area. I guess that's an ideal location, but still seems kind of pricey in my opinion. I don't know if I'd pay $200 to stay here. Yeah, most of these rooms are empty. Yeah, do kind of apologize for that. I actually came here thinking it would be furnished, to be fair. I didn't know that it had been gutted, so I was a little disappointed to see that. But yeah, pretty cool. Next, we're gonna head to this one here. I am hoping that the office has some more to see, but let's check it out. All right, so we got the second motel building right here. Again, much of the same, just completely empty rooms. You can peer inside here. Not too much going on, same thing, a lot of graffiti. I do really want to check out the office though. That's, oh, is that something? They do have a hamper right here. Let's see what that is. I can't tell if that's furniture. Oh, it is, nice. So there's actually something left here. Yeah, that's the bathtub right there. That's funny. That's crazy, everything's gone. Then you just have a random bathtub. Weird. Maybe there's other stuff like that. I mean, that building had nothing. Maybe this does. Maybe there's more stuff here. Oh, actually, nice. Still decent amount of shit here. So I believe these are more bathtubs like we just saw, yeah. A bunch of these bathtubs. Pretty crazy. So they're probably still in the process of gutting this place, you know, tearing it up. Oh, that was the room I was just in. Got a little disoriented there. Decent amount of shit here too, look at this. So you got, this must be the laundromat slash heating boiler room. Looks like you got some water heaters. But then you actually have a laundromat too, look at this. Washing machines. Anyone need to wash their clothes? Anyone? Yeah, pretty cool. Or maybe these are dryers. I think these are dryers. This is a washing machine, yeah. This is a washing machine right here if you gotta wash your clothes. And then if you gotta dry them, you got a dryer right here. That's pretty cool, washer and a dryer. So yeah, this must have been the laundry room, the laundromat. Really cool to see. I'm kind of glad that there's still some stuff left. I was worried there was gonna be nothing. All right, this right here, I believe, is the office building. Although, oh, I guess it's not locked. Oh, so that's the laundromat we were just in. With a lock that does nothing. Yeah, so we got a fridge left behind, mini fridge. Random desk. This looks like there's actually some stuff though. This is the office building, the main office. So you got a little desk right here. This is the receptionist where you come in, you know, check in. Hey, can I please get a hotel room? I'm willing to pay $200 to stay here. Let's see what else we got. This is another room right here. Also completely barren and empty. Very interesting. Yeah, just a trash, garbage box right there. And then you just have a bunch of these random rooms. Peek inside really briefly. Yeah, completely empty. See if this one's empty too. Completely empty. And this is the last room right here, on the bottom floor that is. Completely empty. So I think we're gonna head up to the top floor, see what's going on there, and then we'll go to, well, then we'll do some final walkthroughs, and then we'll go to the abandoned Denny's. All right, so to get to the top floor, we actually have to go through the office, because I guess the stairwell on the outside was actually closed. I couldn't get in, so we have to go through the office right here, which maybe leads me to believe this isn't a regular motel room right here. Or maybe it is. Pretty cool though. So now we're on the upper level of the second motel building. You can see the first right there, pretty cool. Now obviously, if this place was still in operation, wouldn't be really anything too unique. I mean, there's Econo lodges everywhere. I mean, motels in general, Days Inn, Nights Inn, Motel 6. You see those places everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. And I wouldn't think twice if I saw one in operation. But to see an abandoned one is really unique, because this really is the only abandoned motel I know of, to be honest. I don't know of any others in the area. So that makes this a pretty unique place in my opinion. But yeah, sort of the same old thing, all gutted. Such a shame. It used to be completely furnished. If you are interested in seeing what this place looked like when it was furnished, there are other videos online. I'm not the first person to document this place. So if you're interested, there are other videos online that actually showcase what this abandoned site looked like when there were still things to see inside, and it's really crazy. I did actually explore this place years ago. I want to say like 2019. And at that time, it was still full. Okay, I think this is where we came from. So we got a few more rooms right over here. I do just want to peek inside really briefly. You never know, we could have one last holy grail of a room. Yeah, this one's empty too. And I do have to say, it's kind of crazy seeing all the glass. You probably noticed by now, the glass is just completely shredded and broken around the windows. Kind of crazy. I assume that's just from years of urban explorers coming here, breaking the glass, which not something I do. I try to be very respectful whenever I visit an abandoned location. But yeah, that was the top floor right here. Let's peek around back really briefly. That you're actually gonna see in a second the abandoned Denny's we're gonna go check out. Oh, gotta cross this door. So right here, this is actually the abandoned Denny's we're gonna be checking out very soon. You can see this thing is in horrible shape. But yeah, that was once a Denny's, which I have to say, I have never been to a Denny's in my entire life, ever. Like at all, I've never been to a Denny's. It's not like we don't have them. Clearly, one right here in Massachusetts, just never been. But yeah, that was really cool. This was a abandoned motel here in Danvers, Massachusetts, the Econo Lodge, formerly a Days Inn. Pretty interesting. So before we head on over to the Denny's, I did just want to show you guys the front right here because it's pretty cool. I don't really think I showed that yet. So this is the front layout. This would have been the parking lot where cars would pull in, you know, park right in front of your rooms. And then of course you have two right here. This is the office building and this is all just motel rooms. But it's two completely identical buildings, all part of the Econo Lodge. And all covered in graffiti, heavily disrepaired, you know, not in great condition, but still really cool. It is really unique to see this from the front, you know, what this place would have looked like. And you can almost imagine what it would have been like in its heyday. I'm sure this place was definitely pretty busy. And then of course you got the Econo Lodge sign visible from the highway. Pretty cool. All right, yeah, let's check out the Denny's, see what's going on. My first time going to Denny's and it's a completely abandoned, derelict building. So check this out, guys, right here. What the fuck is up, Denny's? If you know, you know. Yeah, so this is a former Denny's restaurant, now an abandoned Denny's restaurant. So I do know that this was closed down in 2016, and that's about the extent of my knowledge. I don't know why it closed. But yeah, 2016 is the year this closed. 2 years before the motel closed down in 2018. But yeah, we're gonna venture inside, see what's going on. Oh, the other thing that's kind of interesting too, this really threw me off when I came here, but there's a bunch of abandoned trucks and cars here. So I almost wonder if since this place was abandoned, it became sort of a junkyard or a scrapyard for old cars. I don't know, but I saw those there. Thought that was kind of weird. But yeah, let's head inside Denny's, see what's going on. Maybe for the first time in my life, I can get some food from Denny's. Because, you know, of course I'm missing that gourmet food that they're world renowned for. So this, I assume, must have been some sort of freezer, you know, for keeping cold food, I assume, because of the fans and stuff. Looks like a freezer. Little ashtray right there. And yeah, this is the abandoned Denny's. Pretty crazy stuff. Now you can see that all of the drywall has been stripped. It's now just all these metal bars everywhere where all the rooms and stuff would have been. But of course, that's because we're entering from the back exit right there. Now this over here is actually the front. If you wanted to eat at Denny's as a patron, this is where you would be coming in from. So you got the front right here. All the glass boarded up, covered in graffiti and shit like that. Broken glass everywhere, your standard stuff. But this is kind of cool, look at this. If you want some front seating, you know, right at the kitchen, that's where you can sit. That's kind of cool. So this is where customers could sit. I'm sure they also had like tables and chairs out here for families and stuff. Again, never been to a Denny's. I forget if they have tables or booths. Pretty cool though. Let's check out the kitchen. So they still have some stuff intact. I mean, they got these drawers and this is like where I assume the grill and sink were. Cook up some food. Or the front, I should say, this looks like it was the front kitchen. This looks like the main kitchen right here though. This actually looks like they were really, you know, doing some hardcore cooking like burgers and stuff like that. Yeah, got a huge stovetop grill right there. I assume these were for washing dishes. Very cool to see all this stuff. So I'm gonna pull out my flashlight in a second so we can get a better look. I'm not using my flashlight at the moment, but I did bring it. I'm gonna pull that out and we're gonna continue exploring the Denny's. One thing I just noticed that's pretty cool, look at this, a safe. Now, obviously it's been opened, but you have a safe right here, which is where I assume Denny's kept a lot of their money. Kind of cool. And then you have another room right here, which I assume this was probably also a freezer for storing cold food, frozen food, that kind of stuff. Kind of cool. But yeah, let's peer back in the kitchen for a second. So this is the main kitchen. Got the sinks for washing dishes, you know, washing your hands, cleaning the fruit and vegetables. Oh yeah, this is probably the rack where they stored things. Should also be very clear, I've never worked in a restaurant before, so I also don't know what I'm talking about there. Never worked in a restaurant before. Very cool though. And as I mentioned, all the drywall has clearly been stripped, so what would have once been several rooms is now just completely empty and barren. Some more sinks right here. Kind of cool. Yeah, really interesting. This is, I think, unless I'm forgetting something, I think this is my first time exploring an abandoned restaurant. I actually don't know if I've been to an abandoned restaurant before. I might have. Maybe I'm forgetting. But nothing's sticking out to me, so this is really cool to see. Yeah, very cool, guys. The abandoned Denny's. What the fuck is up, Denny's? Sorry, I love that meme. It's a classic.
What's up? What's up? What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Oh, this is weird. Very dark back room over here. Not sure what would have been here. Oh, and this must, yeah, this was probably the electrical room, maybe some heaters and boilers, but this is definitely the electrical room right here. Look at this. All the circuitry, fuse boxes. Crazy stuff to see. Wow. It's a lot bigger than most restaurants seem. But I guess there really is a lot of stuff in the back. Did we peer in here yet? Oh yeah, we did. This is the racks, dry racks. Very cool. And then of course, the first aid and safety kit, completely empty. That's not gonna come in handy for me. What the fuck? Yeah, so that was the abandoned Denny's. In a second, we're gonna check out the last few things, which I think are just the trucks and cars. And then that's about it for the abandoned motel and restaurant. Very cool though. This was super interesting to check out. So this is pretty cool. Check this out, guys. Bunch of abandoned cars and trucks right here. Look at this. This is a Ford F-150, I believe. And then you have a bunch of other ones over here. I don't want to go too crazy checking these cars out, but I will just show you really briefly. You got a Jeep right there. What is this? C240. Yeah, I'm also not a car guy, but still very cool to see. Non-horrible condition though, I have to say. These, I mean, obviously, well, I shouldn't say that. Look at this shit. The windshields are just destroyed. But I guess what I meant is like they're not completely gutted. You still actually have a lot of stuff in here. Like these could be scrapped and salvaged. They're not in horrible shape. What is this one? This is kind of cool. Look at this. Bob Ross right there. Bob Ross air freshener. And then of course you have a truck, a little pickup truck right here. And the abandoned Denny's. Very cool to see though, super unique. You know, I've seen many abandoned cars and trucks in my time, but never any like this, you know, in this good shape. Like these still seem extremely new. But that's also why I don't want to fuck with these too much, just in case someone does own these, you know what I mean? But I did just want to show you guys, pretty cool. So this is something I literally just noticed. I was walking over there by the motels and I saw this little pathway coming in here. And there's a random shed. Not really sure what would have been here. And it's also weird because if you look on the ground, it looks like this might have been some sort of like pool or... Oh, I know what this was. This was the pool right here. Yeah. Okay, this was the pool, the swimming pool. And no diving right there. No diving. So clearly this pool has been filled in. It's all concrete and cement now. But this would have been the swimming pool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Took me a minute. But yeah, this is the shed that I saw. Yeah, no glass allowed in pool area. Do not touch or unhook. Oh, do not touch or unhook divider rope. Not much in here other than a shopping cart from Michael's. Weird. But yeah, this is probably where they kept a lot of like pool equipment, and then this would have been the pool for the Econo Lodge. Huh, pretty cool. I didn't know this was here. Struck me by surprise. Also, this is gonna be an extremely quick clip, but I did just want to show you this perspective of the motel. Got the Econo Lodge sign right there, the motel buildings behind it, and then you got the gorgeous salt marsh right here. Absolutely fucking stunning. Just want to show you this perspective. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure. So today we checked out an abandoned Econo Lodge motel and an abandoned Denny's restaurant, and it was really cool to explore with you guys. As I said, I have been here before, like many years ago, but it was cool to come back and re-explore and visit again. I do apologize, most of the rooms here were completely gutted. That actually wasn't the case a few years ago. There were still furnishings and stuff, so the gutting must have been pretty recent. But yeah, really cool to see this abandoned Econo Lodge, which we do know closed down in 2018, and then the Denny's restaurant, which closed down in 2016. It's a decent amount of stuff to explore here. Of course, you got 2 buildings plus the restaurant. Really cool property, and unfortunately this place isn't going to exist for much longer. I do know that they're planning on tearing this down, and it already looks like they're doing all the renovations with the gutting and all the trash and stuff littered around. Looks like this place doesn't have too much longer. But yeah, I just want to bring you guys along with me. The abandoned Econo Lodge here in Danvers, Massachusetts. Really cool place, plus the Denny's restaurant. Can't forget Denny's. But yeah, guys, I've been J-Mass as always. If you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, exploring New England, I'm always doing that on this channel. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But yeah, I've been J-Mass as always. This has been an abandoned Econo Lodge and an abandoned Denny's here in Danvers, Massachusetts. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.